Hey guys, today we're at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for round 2 of All My Team Career Mode. After last race, we are sitting in 11th in the championship after just missing out on points. But Felipe Drugovich with a P9 for 2 points is really going to help us out in the constructors' standings. Our team's already up to 7th, and hopefully we can get hot. So we're loading into qualifying at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix now. I'm not really sure where the car is going to be, as we've only had the Bahrain Grand Prix to go off of, but it was pretty decent around here, so definitely looking for some more points on the board for the team, and maybe get some for me as a driver as well, since we failed to do so. Alright, and we're jumping into qualifying now. This is Q1. It's going to be our first lap as we get around the last corner here to start our first qualifying. And that first lap's actually going to put us in P5, so we're looking very good around this track. Felipe Drugovich is down 17, so I'm not really sure what happened to him. I don't know if it's just me being fast around here, or if I just can control the car better. I'm not really sure what's going on, but he's knocked down P19. No one really to know, just the Williams and Aston Martins being knocked out, as well as Guanyu Zhou and the Alfa Romeo, but Felipe being knocked out in P19 is definitely not ideal after he got points last time out. We're going to jump right into Q2 here now. And this lap actually turns out to be P2, so it's a very nice lap. And as we are starting our last flying laps to try to get into Q3, we actually see Sainz make a huge mistake here and hit the wall. It's very interesting. I just want to have this in it because you don't really see the AI hit the wall too much, so it's pretty interesting to see. And this is why Sainz didn't make it into Q3 now. And it will be a P9 for us, so we do get into Q3 for the second time now in 2 races. So very nice start to the season, I must say, in a new team. And Sainz, he would have actually made it through, but since he crashed, he doesn't make it through in P10. And Leclerc and the other Ferrari, as well as Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes, are both knocked down P14 and 16 respectively then. So very interesting that Leclerc didn't get a good lap in at all, as his teammate probably caused some chaos down there. as we cross the line here, we actually qualify P2 at the start, and at the end of it, it's a P4. So this is a very high grid placement. Definitely not expecting to do this well around Saudi Arabia. So I'm very pleased with the performance of the call and myself. And let's hope Dragovic can make up some positions in the race.
We're here today on the shores of the Red Sea in the lower Hijaz mountain. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Epiphany, Fernando Alonso, and Gasly. Ocon, Norris, Sainz, and Yuki Tsunoda. Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Ricciardo. Bottas, Leclerc, Guan Yu Zhou, and Sebastian Vettel. Drugovich, Stroll, Albon, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, so there's two strategies around here, medium, soft, or soft, medium. We're going to go soft, medium here because we don't want to get on the hards and mediums at the start of the race. And I think medium's the best option. And away we go. It's going to be a P4 start. Alonso on the outside, though. Going to get squeezed out by Gasly, just barely maintain the position. But he's going to get a good run out of turn 2 now into turn 3. He's trying to sneak on the outside. We're trying to squeeze him as close to the wall as possible, but he just barely inches his way ahead of us. And we're just gonna go through the clips now of us just trying to catch up and maintain P6. Here's Ocon, looks on our inside now. The car definitely doesn't feel as good in the base on high fuel load and everything as it did in qualifying, for sure, I will admit. But yeah, I think we're kind of just looking at a P6 now for the rest of this race. But there is still faster cars behind us. You remember Leclerc, Sainz, and Hamilton are all behind us in faster cars. And we should go straight into the pits now because nothing really happened throughout the first few laps of the stint. And so it's just a very early pit stop on the mediums as the tire load was pretty high on the softs. It's an optimal pit stop timer, so very nice, but we do have an issue with the rear left, I believe, so that held us up a lot, which was very disappointing. We definitely could have probably jumped Gasly though if we didn't have that issue in the pit stop. So you know, Pit Crew better get that under control. It's still a new team though, so I don't know if you can expect anything better from them. And onto lap 5, we was just still hanging out with Gasly. A few more cars up pit, Sainz, Bottas, but Alonso and all of them will up the road by over 5 seconds now, so we definitely aren't keeping up pace with the faster guys and just trying to maintain position, keep up with Gasly getting that DRS so that we're able to maintain the position. And then finally on to lap 5 onto lap 6 here. We're going to get a really nice run at Gasly. Looking for the inside, switching to the outside, just trying to find something on this very tight track. Little bump into turn 1. Still on the outside looking, make sure we don't have any wing damage from that little nudge. And it's just not to be that time. Gasly has too much of a exit on turn 2 and just pulls away again. But definitely going to try to maintain the gap and look for an overtake within the next lap or two. And we will get another really good overtaking opportunity at the end of lap 6 now, as I'm on the outside of Gasly, and I'm should get DRS again, but no, he does, so he's going to have that DRS to improve his straight line speed, but we're just able to barely inch ahead of him. We're front wings ahead of his in turn 1, so he has to concede the position. We are up at a P8 now, but people like Latifi haven't pit yet, so there is still some positions to gain people that haven't pit yet. We're right onto the back of Latifi now, getting an overtake on the outside. And this was a very interesting moment behind, so I'm going to show you a replay here. Latifi actually basically drifted the entire corner. This wasn't due to me, this is just an AI making an AI mistake, but it was a pretty big rear end step there, and he did a pretty good job maintaining it. I thought that was, oh my gosh, look at how big of a step out that. Now in the closing final 2 laps of the race, we're all over Alonso and Russell ahead of us. Alonso's looking a little slow after getting overtaken by Russell, just all over his rear end, but he's looking at Russell again now with DRS open. We'll just go sneak down the inside of Alonso. He'll push him a little wide, and we get the overtake. Sainz will get the overtake as well here, it looks like, as he takes the opportunity of Alonso being a little offset. And onto the end of lap 12, Sainz will also just power by us at Ferrari. Is just so much more superior to all my team car at the moment. There's nothing I can really do. I tried to sneak down his inside, but it's just not gonna work. He's got too much overspeed compared to me. And he's already over a second ahead. I don't have DRS. Alonso is up my inside now. This is on to the last lap. So Alonso and Hamilton are both just all over me. Kind of sandwiched between 2 much faster cars. Gasly just dropped back 7 seconds. I'm not really sure what happened to him. He's just kind of fallen off, I think. But just throughout the lap, I couldn't really keep up with Alonso, and then Hamilton just completely powers by us with the DRS open for both of us. I just can't. I don't have that straight line speed that AI and that Mercedes has. But it will be a P8 on the road and in the final standing, so that's a pretty good race result from us, and not too upset with that, actually. That's not bad points.
Celebrate a thoroughly deserved win. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they...
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. And pulling further ahead in the standings, it's Red Bull. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.